Move. You need to go. I said move, girl. Move me. Okay? Damn.
I said stay out of it. Bitch! Got your bitch! Get your ass!
All right, haves and have-not fans. You know what's crazy is the fact that there was a lot of hype leading up to this eventual cat fight between Veronica and Hannah way back when we got the initial 60-second preview for the final season. I'm not talking about the episode. I'm not talking about the preview we got after last week's episode. That was 30 seconds. But I mean the preview for this season as a whole. We saw Veronica and Hannah going at it for like less than 2 seconds. And people lost their damn mind. But then I said, well, look, this takes place before that preview we got way back in February where we had Veronica, Hannah, Jim, David, and the cop standing right outside of Catherine's house. And, Hannah was like, I whooped her ass. And I'm like, well, dang, I'm just looking at how Veronica looks and whatnot. It doesn't look like much happened. If there was a fight, there's no blood or bruises. And there's this one photo that was released last week, which strangely enough depicts a scene not shown in the episode last week, but it's going to be shown in next week's episode. And it looks like we got Hannah, who has her shirt and everything kind of ruffled and whatnot, and Veronica is on the floor. Now, going back to the clip you just saw at the beginning of the video, we saw pretty much what leads up to the fight. Veronica's hand being shut in the dresser when Hannah, shuts her hand in the door. And then Veronica makes the first slap. And then Hannah does a double slap. Pop, pop, knocks Veronica on the bed. Then Veronica gets up, shoves Hannah into the dresser. A vase falls, and the episode ends with her wailing on Hannah's face. But it looks like Hannah eventually gets the upper hand in the next episode. And I don't know exactly what leads to the fight just stopping and these two going outside and stepping on the stoop. We know that Hannah said there's a trespasser in the house, so it's possible the police shows up and, hears a commotion, like he knocks on the door and nobody comes down. He'll possibly come into the house on the grounds that, well, I was told a trespasser was here, so I entered the building to see if they were still there and if there's any trouble. So it's possible the fight stops because the cop discovers them and they just stop fighting right then and there and go outside. Or, because Veronica shoved on the ground, there's a knock on the door or whatever, or they notice the police car outside and they decide to just go downstairs to begin with. So either way, it looks like Hannah wins the fight if this whole Veronica being on the floor is the ending of the fight. But at the end of the day, I don't think the fight lived up to the hype that people, were starting up ever since that trailer a few weeks ago. And again, I knew this wasn't going to be a beat down, drag out fight because of the scene we got back in February. But, it's crazy because I think that the OWN YouTube channel put out a clip following, I think they put out 2 clips following Tuesday night's episode. One being, Jeffrey feeling guilty after Justin dies, and then Jeffrey blames himself. And then the clip was Hannah and Veronica have a blowout fight. And I just love watching the or reading the comments on that. And a lot of people are saying the same thing. It wasn't a blowout fight. I mean, it only lasted for like the last 10 seconds of the episode. And some people are like, oh, this looks bad, this looks fake. Some people were comparing it to the opening scene of The Oval where Victoria and Hunter have their fight in the hotel room. But I don't know if I would say it was that bad. That fight was just way over the top and just cringy to watch. This one is like, meh, it was alright. Have we seen better? Hell yeah. I mean, we've seen even the scene where like Jim tried to choke Veronica, or Benny and David outside of the tow yard. Yeah, we've had some good fights. This one, I wouldn't put it up there. I mean, a lot of people have said the same thing, this is a fight that should have happened years ago, which I agree. But I feel like this season is all about showing, Hannah's just done taking shit from anybody. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people were let down. Not to mention, it wasn't just the quote unquote cat fight in itself that let people down. It's just the fact that it took so long for it to happen in that one scene. Veronica just barges into the house like she owns the place. Hannah keeps telling her, you're not going upstairs. Yet Veronica sachets herself up the stairs. And Hannah keeps saying, don't go up the stairs. Well, it looks like I'm already up the stairs, darling. Veronica, Hannah. So it's like, it's kind of dumb. I mean, why didn't Hannah just call the cops right then and there? It's like you follow Veronica up the stairs, and by the time you get to the bedroom, she's already looked through a third of the drawers, and then you get on the phone and call the police, and then by the time you get in front of the drawers to stop her, there's only like one or two left, and then it just feels like this. I was just waiting for somebody to slap somebody just so the back and forth repetitive banter could stop. So I think a lot of people were just disappointed. But, do you think this lackluster fight is a foreshadowing of a much greater fight that's going to happen later on in the season? Not necessarily Hannah and Veronica, but Veronica and somebody else. I don't know. But in any case, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I just know a lot of people were disappointed. I mean, hell, I don't count it as a fight, but the Benny or the Jim beatdown at the hands of Benny, way better than this. So let's talk about it more below. And as always, if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal and Cash App. And at the very least, it doesn't cost anything to like and subscribe. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.